Hey, you're right, guys, and welcome to the claire.O.show. I really wanted to have like a big voice man over thing, but I don't have the right video editing software. Yeah. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about the things I am looking forward to in 2014. Yes, I know, it's January. Well, end of January, beginning of February. Just chill the fuck out, okay? I know that, right? But I wanted to do this video, I never got a chance to. So, chill. Anyway, in this video, I'm primarily going to be focusing on videos, movies, and games. I'm a huge movie fan. I like to go to the cinema a lot. I'm a film buff because I really do know a lot about films. But game-wise, I'm less of a gamer. I do enjoy games. I play a lot of good games. One of my favorite games is Last of Us. My favorite series is the Uncharted series. Yes, I'm a big Naughty Dog fan. Deal with it. So yeah, I get about 5 games a year, which is not a lot. So I'm not a big gamer. I'm not a big gamer. I'm not exactly a hardcore gamer, but I do enjoy games. So yeah, let's begin this shit. Yeah, I gotta find something better than this. Okay, so the first film I'm going to talk about is RoboCop. RoboCop is the remake of the 1980s version, which is supposed to be very good. I personally haven't seen this film. I plan to. The new one, it contains a lot of famous actors, actors like Gary Oldman, Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Keaton. I'm a big fan of Gary Oldman, one of my favorite actors. The film itself looks very futuristic. It looks like they've done the future very well. The way machines and vehicles are presented looks fantastic. The criticisms of the film would be that it's a 12A now, or PG-13, depending where you're from. The old RoboCop was an R-rated film, so that contained a lot of blood squibs, lots of blood, lots of violence. Which I think, if they didn't put that, that wouldn't be in the new one, so that could put off, and anger like a lot of big RoboCop fans, which I know there are a lot of because the film was big. So I think that it could falter on that front, but I hope it does well because I'd like to prove these people wrong. And that's sort of the only criticism of that. And now we'll move on to the next one, and still no sound effect from my voice, so why do I bother anymore? So the second film I'm talking about is Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier. I thought that the first Captain America film was the best of individual Avenger film. I thought the style of it was fantastic, the acting was superb. Chris Evans did a fantastic job as Captain America, much better than his portrayal of the Human Torch in Fantastic Four, which was just a crack of shit. The film looks very good. The effects look, really good, really fantastic. And it includes the Winter Soldier, and the Winter Soldier's origin stories are just fantastic. Look him up. Look who Winter Soldier is. It's Bucky Barnes. And a spoiler here, if you haven't seen the first Captain America film, Bucky Barnes is the guy who falls off the train and dies, so that's Captain America's best friend. Spoilers, sorry about that, people, that's just how it is. But I've had one criticism of the film, is that it looks a bit too Avenger-y. And what I mean by Avenger-y is that it looks too much like the 2012 Avengers film, which I hated beyond belief. I thought it was overrated and just awful, and all the fanboys now are going to be grabbing their keyboards, smashing it down, going, "No, it's not, it's amazing, you'll hear." I don't think it's amazing, I think it's pile of shit. My opinion, guys, fuck's sake. Anyway, next film we go. Third film I'm going to talk about is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Holy shit, have you seen the trailer for The Amazing Spider-Man 2? If you have not, I seriously suggest you do, because it looks amazing. I thought the new reboot of Spider-Man back in 2012, I think, with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, was really good. It was really good, basically. I thought Andrew Garfield did a much better version of Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire did in the original Spider-Man trilogy. I love Gwen Stacy now. She's a much better character than Mary Jane Watson. And this new one, it's showing more of the Sinister Six. If I believe so, the Sinister Six is Doc, Octopus, the Birdman, Green Goblin, I think, the Rhino, and one more which I can't remember. In this film, it starts to introduce these characters. So for one, oh yeah, and Electro, that's the other one. Electro is now being played played by Jamie Foxx, who did Django Unchained, which is just amazing, which I suggest you go see. But in this one, he doesn't have the huge electric starfish going across his face. You know, he looks more modern. And there's a specific comic which I can't remember where Electro is a sort of a blue shiny guy, and in this he just looks amazing. Also, villain-wise, you have the Rhino. The Rhino is no longer a guy dressed in a rhino suit who chases after Spider-Man, who's really strong. No, not anymore. Now he's what the trailer shows. It looks more like the Rhino is a robot, like a big, strong robot, which looks amazing. And I can't wait to see what they do with the character. Also, another change that they made is the Green Goblin is no longer being played by Norman Osborn, who, well, that's who plays him in the comics and all the films previously. Now it looks like he's being played by Harry Osborn, which is a change. But I think this could be a good change because the person playing Harry Osborn in the film, I can't remember what his name is, but he's a very good actor. He was in Chronicle, which I thought was a fantastic film. He had a good job in that. So I hope it does well. Also because it said that they're trying to expand the universe onto Spider-Man, and with Spider-Man, there are hundreds of different scenarios and villains that you can move on to. So if this film does expand, we can expect much more from this franchise in the future. Also has to do good, which I seriously think it will. I don't have a doubt in my mind about that. So you should be excited for this film, as I am, because it looks amazing. Next film we go now. Now for the fourth one, I can't count today, I'm sorry, is Godzilla. See, I hope this film does well, because every single other Godzilla before this has just been terrible. Like the one in 1998 done by Matthew Broderick. Oh, it's just dreadful. He got taken out by two fucking planes. Two planes. The greatest monster in history. Taken out by two planes. Anyway, moving on. In this new one, it stars a lot of famous people. It stars Bryan Cranston. He obviously stars in Breaking Bad. He plays Bob White. And Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now, Aaron Taylor Johnson you should have heard of. He did films such as Kick-Ass, which I think he's a very good actor. And from what we've heard about the new Godzilla film is that it's supposed to incorporate another monster as well as Godzilla. So it's a monster versus monster kind of film, but it also includes a military-ish theme from what we've seen. And it looks very promising. I hope it does well, because we haven't seen a good Godzilla film in a while. Yeah, thanks a lot, Matthew Broderick. Next film we go. What the fuck was that? Oh. Okay, so the fifth film I'm definitely looking forward to is X-Men Days of Future Past. It just looks amazing, you know. This one incorporates the characters from X-Men First Class and the original X-Men trilogy. X-Men First Class is actually my favourite X-Men film. But out of the trilogy before that, I'd have to say X-Men 2, because watching Wolverine shove his claws into a man's chest, it was... Oh, that's fantastic. Anyway, this one is done by Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer did the first X-Men film and First Class, so he has hands-on experience with the characters. It just looks amazing, and you know, because he's had more experience with the X-Men characters, he won't fuck it up like he did. No, he didn't fuck it up, but other people, it won't be fucked up like it was with, you know, X-Men Origins and stuff and films like that. You know, X-Men Last Stand, I actually didn't mind that film, but a lot of people didn't. You know, Bryan Singer, he's got a good track record. The only film that he did bad was Superman Returns, which was just a snooze fest. But I'm super excited for this film. You know, if I could have a scene where both Magnetos or both the Charles Xaviers are talking to each other, one old, one young, that would blow me away. That would be probably just make the film for me, and I would suggest everyone to go see it, because I do believe that this film will do well. And I don't have many criticisms for this film because it just looks amazing. That's it, this film. The sixth film is Edge of Tomorrow. This film stars Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. It's, from what it looks like, it's Groundhog Day mixed with a sci-fi war, and I think you add those two together, you get Edge of Tomorrow. From what it said, it's supposed to be Tom Cruise is a soldier who's stuck on the last day of a long war with an alien race, but he keeps on repeating. And from what the trailers show, it looks like Emily Blunt has had the same thing happen to her. So this film looks good. You know, it was not my favourite one from the list, but I do think this film could succeed. It could do very well. And I know Tom Cruise, you know, he's a good actor. I think that's pretty obvious. And Emily Blunt too. She's a fantastic actress. You know, she's in a lot of good films I like. She's in Looper, Wild Target. She's just great. And Tom Cruise in Top Gun, Mission Impossible, things like that. So I don't have much of a doubt that this film could go wrong. You know, it could be a good, solid sci-fi action film, and that's all I want from it. So. Okay, so the next film I'm looking forward to is Transformers 4: Age of Extinction. Yes, it's still done by Michael Bay, and yes, people know him, well, more for not having much substance in his movies, but just pure action, okay? The truth is, I don't go to a Transformers movie, or really any Michael Bay movie, expecting there to be substance, you know? I just want to go there and see action and explosions. It's what he does well, you know? If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So I'm looking forward to Transformers 4. You know, it's got new characters this time. It's not reusing Shia LaBeouf or Megan Fox or that blonde one from the third one. I don't know who she is. You know, Mark Wahlberg has got a good track record. I think he'd do well in the part if he actually does it well. If he did act it perfectly, and like he did in The Happening, which terrible film. So I'm excited for it. You know, I don't know what it could be about. Well, I have a good idea, but it's not very clear what they could do next. I don't know if it still has Optimus Prime in it. It could introduce a whole new, you know, more Autobots, more Decepticons, or maybe like a new race of Transformers. We don't know for sure, but I for one am looking forward to it. I don't care if there's not enough substance in it. I want to see robots fighting each other and metal carnage and chaos. That is what I look for in these films. I don't expect anything more. Of course, I will accept if he does more, but that's all I care about. So, that one's done. Okay, think like the 8th or 7th film I'm doing, I can't remember. God, I think I can count, Jesus. Okay, anyway, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. There has been no actual trailer for this film yet, but the film, I hope it does well, because I hope it's just better than the Avengers, because for me, the Avengers was terrible. I think I've mentioned it earlier, but I really didn't like the Avengers, and I hope Guardians of the Galaxy can just smash this out the water. You know, it has a talking raccoon who we believe is voiced by Bradley Cooper. It's got a Martian with a cape. Come on, when do you see a Martian with a cape, dude? And I hope it does well. It looks interesting. The characters look good. I think Van Diesel's in it. It has a lot of famous faces in this film, so I hope it does well. Though we need to see more of it to sort of realise what it's going to be about. But that's all I can say for this film so far. I'm looking forward to it. Hope it's better than the Avengers. Full stop. Okay, so guys, this is the last film on my list, and for this film, it's Sin City 2: A Dame to Kill For. Holy hell, I loved the first Sin City film. I thought Robert Rodriguez did the film justice. You know, it's so true to the comics and graphic novels, which I've read. I haven't read all of them, but I've read about the 4th, 5th one. So far, A Dame to Kill For is my favourite story so far. So I hope it could be adapted in film form really well. You know, I hope I can trust Robert Rodriguez, because he is a good actor. He just ends up doing a lot of shit, like films like Spy Kids. Robert, man, you're a fantastic director, and you're wasting your time doing films like Spy Kids. I don't think even the kids like these films anymore. Anyway, that's not the point. Basically, you know, in this film, it's incorporating more famous faces than there was in the previous film, which also includes some characters from the previous films, such as Marv and Hartigan. This time, Dwight is no longer being played by Clive Owen. This time it's been played by Josh Brolin for reasons which I won't tell you because I've read the comic. But I think he can do a very good job. Like I said, also you have Eva Green. She's in it. She's playing the Dame in the Dame to Kill for title. Also you have Just Gone Levitt. I'm not sure who he's playing at the minute, but I really want to play this film. I really want to watch this film. You know, it's probably my film I'm looking forward to the most out of all of them on this list. Though I do have a concern with it. This film was delayed by a year, which leaves me worried, really, because I'm just worried that they sort of look back and think, holy shit, what have we done, you know? I hope it's just that I'd rather it be that they just want to get more money and avoid all the big and have a spot where no real big films are out, so more people go to that film. You know, because I want this one to be good more than anything. Please don't fuck it up, Robert Rodriguez. If you're watching, you probably aren't, because not hardly anyone's gonna watch this video, because it's my first video. Please don't fuck it up. Thank you. Be truthful to the graphic novel. Thank you. Okay guys, that was my films that I'm looking forward to in 2014. Now, from the next bit, I'm moving on to the game section, so yeah, stick around for that. Okay, so my first game on the list is Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zero, and The Phantom Pain, depending if you're playing on last gen or current gen. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game before. I've heard that this is supposed to be amazing. It's one of the best stealth games ever made. The game, it looks beautiful, really. The way that it shows the main character move, I think it's Snake or something, no, Big Boss moves, is fluid. His movement is beautiful. I've never seen something so accurate in a game before. In this game, something especially like a revenge plot, and I think Big Boss is being voiced by Keith Sutherland. Keith Sutherland also stars in 24. Because I have never played a previous Metal Gear Solid game, I can't say whether this is a good thing or not. But I can guarantee you that there'll be a good chance this year that I'll play this game, because the game looks very promising, and you know, I hope it'll be a good way for me to be, you know, opened up to the Metal Gear Solid license. Watch Dogs is the next game I'm talking about. This game is done by Ubisoft. Ubisoft are a very reliable company. They've done games such as Assassin's Creed, Far Cry 3, so I can trust them to do quite a good job. The game looks beautiful, you know. It looks like an open world, futuristic sort of game, you know, and adds things such as, you know, train stations, which could add to the sort of almost realism to the game. From what it's shown, you play as a character called Aiden. We don't know what the storyline is so far, but he is controlled to everything electrical from his phone. You know, this choice, you know, it could open up all kinds of game ideas and game designs, which could lead to, you know, very interesting story, very interesting missions, and an all-round great concept. So I'm looking forward to this game a lot, and I hope it does well, because it stole the show for me at E3 last year. The Division is my third game on my list. This game looks beautiful. The graphics look fantastic. It looks like very dystopian, apocalyptic future type thing. It also looks like a tactical shooter, and almost looks like, from the gameplay, almost MMO, as you communicate with other players in the world. But I'm not sure. But I'm not too sure on that. I mean, it would be fantastic if it could. The game looks very gripping. The environments and the technology it uses, you know, I think it could lead to a very good storyline if they do it right, which is done by Tom Clancy. But the game is based on a Tom Clancy thing, so Tom Clancy is a very good writer, and I believe this game can do really well. So yeah, that's it for this game. This next game is definitely on one of the games I want for 2014. The game is Destiny. You know, Destiny is done by Bungie, which are the people who did the original Halo. You know, I personally didn't like Halo. I thought it was quite an overrated concept. But Destiny, it looks different. The Stunning graphics, interesting world. It looks very futuristic, post-apocalyptic, and MMO from the looks of things. This leads us to branching stories, new worlds, good characters. It just looks fantastic. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm so looking forward to this game. I hope it does well because I definitely want to get it. And yeah, that's it. I'll move on to my next one now. Yay! And what the fuck was that? Fifth game on my list, at least I think it's the fifth game, is Thief. Thief, it looks very Dishonored-like. From the way the mechanics work, from what it's shown. Although apparently the magic system which Dishonored had is supposed to be much lower down. Obviously, Thief is a stealth game. It's the reboot of the series. It looks excellent. The way in which the stealth is shown in the gameplay, it looks very creative. It can lead to all kinds of different variety in gameplay, which I would really enjoy. It looks stunning graphically, and I really look forward to what Thief could have in store for the reboot of the series. And I think they could do a fantastic job, because like me, I really enjoyed Dishonored, and if it's even a small amount, even if it's lightly based on Dishonored, the way mechanics work, I'll be extremely happy. Alien Isolation is the next game on my list. One reason I'm looking forward to, actually there's more than one reason, but the main reason looking forward to this is that I'm a huge Alien fan. It's one of my favourite franchises, one of my favourite film franchises. I'm a big fan of the films. My favourite Alien film is Aliens. But this one, it doesn't look so much like an action shooter game like previous ones have been. This is more of a survival horror game, which I'm totally open to. It looks like it uses a lot of scenes from the Nostromo in the first Alien film, which would be fantastic to travel around. We've seen all the things that Ripley and Dallas would have seen. Also, another reason I'm looking forward to this is that Aliens Colonial Marines from last year was a colossal failure and fuck up, and it mistreated the Alien license totally. And if this game is better, which I assume it will be, than Aliens Colonial Marines, I will be very satisfied, as I really want a good Alien game. The next game is Dying Light. Dying Light looks like a mixture of Mirror's Edge and Dead Island. Mirror's Edge is a fantastic game. The parkour mechanics were excellent. If Dying Light can capture the same parkour mechanics as Mirror's Edge, I'd be more than happy and satisfied. Actually, it looks like Dead Island. I really didn't like Dead Island. I hope it improves on Dead Island a lot. It has the same sort of effects and story that Dead Island wanted to produce, but never could, because it was a disappointment, really, for me and quite a few people as well. From what it shows, the parkour mechanics do look good. They look satisfying. The combat looks good. Graphically, there are a few bad textures here and there, but it looks doesn't look horrible. It looks good graphics, and I'm really excited to see what Dying Light can bring to the zombie market, as some zombie games these days haven't been up to par. So I hope this goes well. As a big fan of this license, I really hope this game does well, and this next game is Game of Thrones game, but this one has been done by Telltale. So far Game of Thrones wise with games, it hasn't been good. The RPG, it failed. That was 2012, I think, and the strategy game before that also did terribly. But this time it's done by Telltale, and I'm really optimistic about this game, as Telltale have done the Walking Dead game, 2012. That was done in 2012 too, and that game was fantastic. The emotional depth it had on you was great, and I hope they can do Game of Thrones justice, because I so want a good Game of Thrones game. But I think if they were going to do it, I think almost give a bit more challenge, as Walking Dead didn't contain as much challenge, and I think Game of Thrones there needs to be, because it's quite it's a complicated show. It's got a lot of complex and detailing characters. And that's sort of it. I really look forward to this game. I hope it does really well, and I put all of my trust in Telltale for this game. So please, Telltale, don't mess this up for us. Almost at the end of my list now. The next game is The Evil Within. Evil Within is done by Bethesda Games. Bethesda have done games such as Dishonored and Skyrim, which I suggest you go out and play. This is a horror survival game, and the horror survival genre has been neglected for years. You know, games such as Resident Evil, they've screwed up on multiple occasions. It's no longer scary. Dead Island, I personally think it was a good game at all. But this time I think they're really pushing the boundaries of making a good survival horror game. As the sort of last survival horror game I liked, the zombies, was The Last of Us, which is actually my favourite game of all time. But I think Evil Within will give you, we should give true scares, and be true to what the genre, it's trying to be based on. And I really hope this game does well, because I think people are sick of this genre being neglected and just being pushed away. This genre can do fantastically well, and I believe this game is this game could do it. Okay, this game could bring this genre back and make it fantastic. So Evil Within, count on you. Hope you do well. Okay, this is the final game on my games list, and the final game is The Order 1886. This game looks very, very interesting. It gives a steampunk Victorian style type game. From what the trailers show, it could be a very horror and supernatural shooter. The world looks very interesting. The game looks beautiful, and it looks like you're a team who goes around and fights supernatural things. It could be, from the beings that it showed in the trailer, it could be werewolves from the looks of it. But I'm really optimistic and excited for this game. I hope it does well, as I don't think there aren't many games that could take on what this game looks like it's going to take on. So Order 1886, I hope it does well, because it just looks unique. So one way to sum this up, the game looks very unique. Alright, hey guys, it's me. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and want me to make more videos, then I'm more than willing to do more videos, because I think I quite enjoy it, really. Yes, I know this is my first video I've done on YouTube, so it's not the greatest of quality. I'm using Movie Maker to do it, and I plan to do more vloggy type things that I haven't been able to get a camera yet, which I hope to if I can do a next video, which I'd love to do. So yeah, that's it. So please like, subscribe, and have a good day.